subscribe. Darling Radio. Like and subscribe.
At Tariq Nasheed.
At George Floyd.
Oh, Tariq Nasheed.
Hey,
Okay,
Tariq, I just want to say, congratulations to George Floyd. He's been sober for 4 years.
W. George Floyd.
And bring Tommy Sotomayor as well.
Yo, Tommy Sotomayor would hit. I'm so sorry. Oh, there we go. Got it. Okay, let's get it. There we go. Beautiful.
So you said George Floyd has been sober for 4 years?
4 years. A little bit more than 4 years. Congratulations, brother.
Ashley Babbitt has been sober at the same time. So what a coincidence. So how you doing, guys?
I don't give a about either one of them.
There you go. Well, you don't give a about them birth rates that's struggling either. We're going to talk about some other things that's more productive. How you guys doing? What's happening in the white supremacist sphere?
White supremacist sphere, an Arab guy, a Blasian, a Jew. This is not really white supremacist.
Yep.
Well, you're a wannabe, Myron, and Sneako, he's a mutt. I don't know what Sneako is, but Sneako, I know a good dentist that can help you get that tooth fixed down in Colombia. Dr. Montoya, I can give you a card on him. FBA brother knocked your tooth out and you ran to the police like a bitch, and I can get you a good tampon too, because the bitch came right on out of you. But
I don't know who you are, but I didn't go to the police. They questioned me, and I didn't do anything. I didn't go to the police.
It looked like you were filing a report.
No, they came and questioned me, but it sounds funny, like if you're a black nationalist, to go and immediately believe and support the police, but that's not what happened.
Well, no, man, but didn't you have Jake
W. Black nationalist?
But didn't you have Jake? You had Jake Shields with you. Doesn't he do MMA? He's supposed to whoop all this ass, and he stood there looking like Whitney Houston in The Bodyguard while you got your ass whooped.
The guy ran away, like he fell down. Nobody knew I got hit. Like, it wasn't pretty obvious. Jake Shields didn't see it. If it was under different circumstances.
Jake saw it. Jake was standing there. I saw the video. Jake stood there with his titties flopping. He was standing there not doing anything. I mean,
Tariq, if you got a big mouth and hands like that, why don't you come down here to Miami? We'll have a celebrity boxing match. I'm sure we can find some white nationalists who will want to whoop your ass.
Well, all I can do is just throw a jar of mayonnaise at you and you'll flee like roaches. So I don't know. We can do whatever. We can set it all up.
Nah, I mean, let's stop talking this broke talk. Come on down here. Let's find you an opponent and make some money. You know, that way you won't have to go to Colombia to fix your teeth, brokey.
Yeah, okay. The only thing broke is your mother's womb from all that black dick going up in there.
I don't have a mother. Me and my daddy share yours. Now let's cut mamas, bro.
Your daddy shares your pussy. That's what's being sold.
Come on, brother. Dude, you're demeaning yourself, man. Stop the nonsense.
I don't even know who I'm talking to. Who am I talking to?
People who actually matter in this world, bro. Unlike you.
You're a low-life degenerate.
If you say so, brother. If you say so.
You're a low-life degenerate.
You still waiting for your reparations, bro?
Absolutely.
I know you are. Keep waiting, bro. Keep waiting for your reparations,
keep
man.
Waiting on your birth rate.
The WNBA will be a world renowned sport before you get a penny.
You keep waiting on your birth rates to rise.
Send Brittany back.
You keep waiting on that. All right. So what else is going on besides black cock on your mind?
You're the one who brought it up, brother.
Didn't you make a gay movie? Didn't you make a gay movie?
Well, no, that was your granddad. I just produced it.
It's called Buck Breaking, isn't it? Like Brickback Mom?
Not Brickback. So it was about your degenerate culture. Yes, we talked about how you guys are freaks. Yes, indeed.
Let me ask you something, brother. Let me ask you something.
Who am I speaking with?
In America, you have millions of black millionaires. Right. What the f*** are you bitching about, bro? There's not another country in the world that gives a f*** about black people. You have actually millions of black millionaires in this country, and you're still running your mouth. When you gonna get that victim mindset out of your goddamn ass?
Well, aren't you an Arab?
No, I'm actually a Jew.
No, you're an Arab.
Gary, you know what the fastest growing industry in America is?
Now, how's an Arab talking about victim mindset? What are you talking about?
The fastest growing industry in America is victimhood.
Oh, well, Tariq should be the president of that was.
Listen, little Aaron.
Amen.
Give me, because I can't actually earn it
You're never
myself.
going to be a white man. You're a wannabe white supremacist. You're not going to be white. You're a mascot.
I'm a Jewish man. How can I be a white supremacist? You're
a wannabe white supremacist. I will steal your camel if you keep talking that shit. All right, don't play with me. All right.
Well, I expected more out of you. I didn't think I could get disappointed, but here you are, and you pulled it off, brother.
Indeed. And again, you'll never be white. You're just a mascot for white supremacy. As long as I'm not that, I'm good to go.
I mean, I look in the mirror, I'm pretty white.
You don't. That's the baklava fumes that's coming from your plate, sir. You're not white. All right. You're a wannabe.
You're the only one laughing, bro.
You're a shameful wannabe. You're a disgrace to Hamas. All right, whoever you're
Hamas, whoever. Bro. I'm Jewish. You dumb. What is wrong with you, man?
You're a wannabe all across the board. You don't know what you want to be.
Okay, if you say so. My last name ends in Berg, but whatever you say.
Sure. You're hanging around with white nationalists, and they're calling your names behind your back.
I don't know any white nationalists. I have none. See, this is all you do.
Hold on.
Accusations. You're no different than a bride.
Are you that retarded?
You guys sit around here whining about black people, thinking that you're going to get brownie.
Nobody was talking about black people.
No one was talking about black people, bro.
That's all you do.
Hold up. This speaker is wait a second.
You guys are the biggest wannabes on the planet. It's
wannabe what?
You'll never be white.
The panel here is a black man, another black man. I'm black. We got a Jew. You come in here saying that we're white supremacists. Does everything have to be about you? Nobody started talking about black cock till you came in. We were talking about
you do it all the time.
He's the victim.
What is on your mind, Tariq? The fuck are you thinking about?
Calm down. You're gonna get your trailer park musty. Calm down, sir. Calm down,
bro. Leave it to a black guy to come in and talk about race.
Down.
That's all you talk about. Literally, you have no other talking points.
Who is that,
race.
Sneako?
Literally came in here. Yeah, no, it's me.
Who is me?
It doesn't matter who I am. It's all right.
A Cuban man, retard. A Cuban man. You think it's a white nationalist?
You made a conversation 100% about race. Leave it to the black man to come in and to talk about race.
Because that's what
all you talk about.
You
have no other.
That's what you do.
You have no other.
Because you're very insecure as a.
For any
you're
solution.
Very insecure as a suspect.
There's no solution.
White supremacist.
There's zero solutions. It's all complaining.
Your whole all of your platforms is based.
Name one solution, Tariq. Name one solution to your problems.
Reparations.
Name one solution.
Calm down, man.
Name one solution.
Calm down.
Name one
You're
solution.
repeating things like
bro, Hotep took this guy apart.
Who?
Tariq, name one solution, Tariq. Instead of complaining, how about as a man you come up with a solution?
Well, you're very emotional.
Are you a female who complains all day, or are you a man who comes up with a solution?
I need to get you some yeast infection cream. You're being a bitch right now. Calm down.
No, you're a black man who came on talking about race.
You're whining like a hoe.
That's what you did, because that's what you always do.
Like a hoe.
You probably do this in every space. You come on and talk about race. White nationalist this, black person that, Jew this. Nobody was talking about race until you came up here, because it's typical black behavior. Typical nigga. That's exactly what you did. There we go.
Thought you were that?
By the way, guess what? My mother's a nigga. And guess what? I'm 25%.
And you're a wannabe. You're a wannabe.
So how about this? Real quick. How about this? How about you talk about something other than race and come up with solutions?
Sir?
This guy's a broken record. Everyone said this guy's a white person. You got black people in this room. You got Jews in this room. He calls everyone a white supremacist. Are you you're stupid, sir?
Victim complex with guys like Tariq. There's not one white person in this panel.
N-word.
I'm actually white.
Yeah, you a bunch of suspect wannabe white.
So you're gonna come up here and call everybody names, and then you get offended over.
I'm not offended. You're not eating with that, sorry.
No, you have
not
no
offending
points to make.
You're a
wannabe. You have zero solutions. You have zero concepts. All you do is talk.
Nobody's trying to offend anybody.
You think you're offending black people by using the N-word. That's not offensive. We know that you're a racist.
I didn't try to offend you.
Tariq, no one called you the N-word. The only way we're going to call you N-word if we add the word bitch ass in front of it.
You're a bunch of wannabe Anglos, and you're not. No. Listen,
no, just because you say it,
that
don't make
is
it true.
You want to be Anglo.
You say something, you don't substantiate it. All you do is hope that people believe you. When you speak, you just hope people believe you.
And you'll never be. You'll never be an Anglo.
This is typical behavior, bro. Typical behavior, bro. You come on here hoping people listen to you. Because you have no actual substantiation.
You failed in your homeland, and you want to be white.
You failed in your homeland, and you want to be white.
Anglos are only one type of white, by the way.
You all failed in your homeland.
This is what happened.
All right, and you want to be white, and you'll never be.
It doesn't make sense. And this is always what you do. You want to speak in an intellectual way, but you say nothing that's intellectual.
You're babbling
That's
like
literally
a
what you
biatch,
do.
sir.
You cannot portray
You're
yourself as an
babbling
intellectual
like
and
a
not bring up
All right,
anything
biatch.
intelligent.
hold on one sec.
Calm
So,
down.
I kind of wanted to hear what
Okay,
Tariq would come in and talk
right.
about.
Is that
But
Myron? Is that Myron?
yeah, it is. And it's interesting
Myron,
how,
hold on. Before you start, I gotta say,
wow.
I know we've had our words. We've had our words and we've had our differences. All right. And I'm willing to go on your show. I know you wanted me to go on your show at one point, and we can put our differences aside. And I offer my extension to prayer, and I pray now. Hamnya. All right. There you go.
All right.
What a line.
You know what's interesting, Tariq?
joke.
Like, this is what I found very interesting. I kind of wanted to see what you would come in and talk about.
Womp womp.
Right? And
all right, go
expected,
ahead, Myron. Go ahead, Myron. All right, let's hear from.
I was legitimately
let's hear from Sudanese Myron. Go ahead.
Can I talk now?
Go ahead, Myron.
Yeah, so I was intrigued to see what you were going to come in and talk about. I was actually legitimately open ears, like, okay, I wonder what he's going to talk about. And I find it very interesting that we were not talking about an iota of race, whether it was black, white, Jewish, anything.
All of your platforms are about anti-black.
Okay,
all of your
look, let me finish my point. My point. Now, we were not talking about race whatsoever, and I find it interesting. The first words out your mouth are white supremacy as soon as you come in here.
Yeah, you're a wannabe, right?
And again, Tariq, I got a legitimately serious question for you. If you
go
didn't
ahead
talk
and ask
about
that
race,
question.
If you didn't talk about race, what would you talk about?
Sir,
Sucking dick.
Like, what would you legitimately talk about, bro? What would you talk about if you didn't talk about race all day?
Sir, I talk about a whole bunch of stuff without talking about race, but I talk about racism because it's the most important thing that you white supremacists want to be.
What is it? What is it that you talk about without that's not about race?
I started my career with relationship books, and they were all bestsellers. So I can talk about
and you don't
so
talk
many
about
other
any more
things.
interesting enough.
But race is a very serious problem, especially anti-black racism. So I discussed something that's very important. Yes, anti-black racism is a very big problem.
That's why you got platforms. Talk about that's
race. The only reason you guys
and
got
you bring it back to race.
Because you have anti-black
platforms. Besides race, and you bring it back to race.
Because you're anti-black platforms. That's all you do is discuss
race.
I'm not
anti-black.
Yes, you are.
I'm not anti-black. I'm anti-retard.
That's the only reason you have a platform.
And you're behaving like one.
Sir, please.
I'm asking, what do you talk about besides race?
What do you do besides flee your homeland?
Okay, good one. I'm asking you a legitimate question, Tariq.
And that's
what do you
a
talk about
legitimate
besides
question.
Race?
That's a projection. Your platforms are based on anti-black racism, Myron.
No, we talk about a bunch of things. Race is just one of the things we talk about.
It always goes back to anti-black racism.
All you talk about is race.
And then you have a bunch of women on there who are black and Caribbean, and you scream and bark on them
white,
like a coward.
Hispanic,
why don't you do that shit to a dude, man? Why don't you bark on a dude like that?
White, Asian, Hispanic.
You know what I'm saying?
Come down to Miami.
You do all that shit to dudes?
White, Asian, Hispanic. We've had them with all
you
kinds
understand?
of races, not
you
just
know,
black.
you don't do it to dudes because you get that Sneako energy. You saw what happened to Sneako.
You
saw what happened to Sneako when y'all run up on a dude with that shit.
I refute what you say, and then you immediately come in and try to
because you bark on women, you bark on black women all the time because you're a coward. You're a coward and a wannabe. Okay.
So what's your argument now?
That's because the argument is you're a coward and a wannabe. All right.
Okay. Yep.
You're a wannabe white supremacist and you're a coward.
You don't put your foot down with women. You don't talk sternly with women.
And all you guys have platforms built on anti-black racism.
Like, you don't talk sternly to women at all.
You talk that shit online.
You don't talk sternly to women.
You talk that shit online, and
you let women talk to you.
Tariq, thank you for coming in here and showing how low IQ the reparations movement is. Thank you for coming in here and exposing your dumb ass.
All right, you're a bunch of geniuses.
No, you definitely.
You're showing us the high IQ. All right.
You're definitely an elite.
Tariq. No, guys, show.
We can look
at a legitimate question, and you guys see how he just immediately deflected.
We can look at your high.
Just deflected everything.
This is high IQ conversation from you guys, really?
All you started talking
Bro,
about
racism is not high IQ. Stop.
You guys are talking like you're Rhodes scholars. You're a bunch of YouTube flunkies.
Bro, you're talking like you're
not a Rhodes scholar. You're a bunch of YouTube flunkies.
You do not know.
Right?
You do not. You have no
your
type
only
of control
platform is you can only come up by spewing anti-black racism. You're not intellectuals at all. Let's stop it. All right.
You want to hear why anti-black racism exists is because of you.
You're the problem. You're a bunch of Anglo.
You're the reason that black people are held back in America because you hold on to victim mentality without anything else.
You failed, and all of you failed in your homelands. It's all of you, and you want to be white supremacists, and that's the only platforming you can do is spewing.
Yo, you do realize that there's like FBAs in here.
Knocked in your damn teeth. You got knocked in your teeth for doing that shit in person. You're a bunch of losers.
Dude, this guy talks like he's from the coast of California because he is. This is exactly how people from the coast of California talk because they don't have other people calling them out for the dumb shit they say. And this guy's doing exactly that. I'm from the coast of California, so I know exactly how these people are.
And you smell like a wet dog. Now shut up. Now
That's
you
great,
all
bro.
other guys are a bunch of
Who you voting for?
Yo, man, your insults are trash, bro. You're not even entertaining. All you do is talk shit.
Rates are trash. That's why you are struggling with your birth rates and your
Bro, you say you're the bro.
Yo, I got 2 kids. I don't know what the you're talking about.
We don't care. We don't act like victims. Who cares? Bro, it doesn't matter. You're the only person here acting like a victim. It doesn't matter.
You're a bunch of whiny wannabe white supremacists.
For your whole community, bro. You're speaking for your whole community when probably half your community doesn't even agree with you.
Going around getting
how are you
beat up.
speaking for
What
everybody?
kind of shit is that? Getting beat up? That's your claim to fame? What shit is that? What kind of weird? You guys are weirdos. What kind of stuff is that?
Are you speaking for the whole
No,
black
I'm talking
community
about
or what?
you guys.
Yo, he definitely isn't. He definitely isn't.
The wannabe white supremacist community. You're going around.
Wait, but who are you? Who are you?
Do you understand how stupid you are? You're calling a Jewish man a white supremacist. You fucking moron.
Wannabe Anglo.
And you were raised by a single mother. That's very clear.
You were raised by.
Where's your father? Do you even know your father's name?
You were raised by a fat honey.
Yeah, you don't know your father's name. That's why you are with the piece of garbage that you are right now.
These old 4chan tropes don't work.
It's some dry cereal growing up. Your cereal.
What's your daddy's name for $100, Tariq? What's your daddy's name for $200, Tariq? Exactly, you paid a
Okay,
bitch.
so guys, he clearly came in here to talk to me. So, Tariq.
All right. Any more corny jokes?
He only came in here to talk to me.
You want to be white
go ahead and have a discussion.
So not witty.
Tariq, let's go ahead and have a discussion. I asked you a very simple question.
Right.
I didn't resort.
Myron, I answered
No,
you, sir.
Okay.
Myron,
I didn't resort to insulting you or doing ad hominems. I asked a legitimate question.
And I answered.
If you didn't, okay, and you said you wrote books about relationships.
Right.
So
Myron,
why do you not do that anymore? Why do you only talk about race now?
That's not all I talk about, Myron. I have a hot movie out right now about hip hop. I talk about a lot of stuff, sir. I just don't talk about race. But I'm going to talk about you anti-black racists who are always spewing anti-black racism. Yes, I will check you on that.
No. I spew anti-stupidity. That's
no. You are an anti-black racist.
It just so happens that a lot of black people are stupid.
Well, sir,
that's what I spew.
If we're so damn stupid, you're the one who fled from your damn homeland.
No. I said a lot of them are stupid. It could be white, black, Hispanic. It doesn't matter.
We're stupid enough to not have to flee.
All people are stupid. See how you're going to an ad hominem?
You can't say that.
See how you're going to an ad hominem that has nothing to do with the debate?
Sir,
that has nothing to do with the debate.
Yes, it does. Because
no, it does not.
You're not qualified to say anybody's stupid, and you fled from a failed homeland.
Okay, so
you're not qualified.
So if someone's an immigrant, they're not qualified to comment on.
No, you're not. If you come from a homeland where everybody's over there starving, you can't say none of us are stupid. You're not at liberty to do that. Okay.
So hold on. So let me just get this straight. Are you telling me that if you're an immigrant, you cannot comment
from the
other
Sudan?
situations?
Yeah. If you're from the Sudan, you can't say shit about a foundational Black American. Nothing.
Interesting.
At all.
Interesting.
Nothing.
Let me. Okay.
You can't say nothing about us.
Let's use your logic.
Not one word.
Let's use your logic.
A failed homeland where people are starving. You can't say shit about us. Yes.
Cool.
Then
let's use your logic. Then.
That's how that works.
Let me ask you a question.
Do
you have to be a mathematician to say 1 + 1 is 2?
No, sir. No. That's a non sequitur. It has nothing to do with anything. You come from a failed homeland where people are over there starving, and you haven't figured out how to stop the people from starving. So you can't come over here and talk about
Here we go.
Thank you to the white supremacists in America. You're eating, Tariq.
How so, sir?
Because the white people started this country. The white supremacists started this country. Go back. Exactly.
Let me take this because
they didn't. They failed when they tried to do it on their own. They just started the damn thing. It was foundational Black Americans. Go ahead, sir.
Tariq.
Go ahead.
Let me again. So you're telling me if someone's an immigrant from Sudan or wherever they're from, they can't comment on social issues?
Not over here. No, you're not at liberty to do that because your social issues are in shambles. You're not at liberty.
Cool.
Why would we listen to you? Why would we listen to you?
Okay.
If you come from a country of complete failure,
now let me ask you another question.
Why would we listen to you?
So
you're not at liberty.
So only other let me get this straight then. So only other FBAs, according to your logic, can comment on FBA issues. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. Only foundational Black Americans can talk about our issues. We don't concern ourselves with what's going on with you. You come from a failed culture. You're not at liberty to give us any advice on anything, sir.
Would you call it a successful culture of foundational Black Americans who were taken as slaves?
So
Is
again,
that a
hold on.
successful culture?
Everybody, guys, he came in here.
Is
to
that
try
a successful culture when
to
your ancestors got taken into slavery and taken to another country? Do you consider that a successful culture? Because you're saying Sudan is not successful.
Right.
So would you consider where your ancestors were originally taken from as successful?
Half of our ancestors were already here. Let's get that straight. We're foundational Black Americans, sir. There were Black people here. There were Black people brought over here. So we had an ethnogenesis, and we never fled from the country we built,
Won't
sir.
answer the question, of course, again.
I did answer the question, sir. If you're not smart enough with them stingy Irish genes of yours, that's your problem,
Irish.
sir.
Yeah, my name is Amir, bro. I'm definitely Irish, dude.
Okay, well,
so let me ask you this question, Tariq. By your logic, right? Because you're saying only foundational Black Americans can criticize other foundational Black Americans. So if that's the case, why are you talking shit about white people and white supremacists? Since you're not white, you can't give an opinion. By your logic,
I'm a
correct?
victim of white supremacy. I can talk about the
see how it
victim.
doesn't work out? Doesn't make sense, does it?
Because we're being victimized by the white supremacists. So I can talk about
how are you being victimized by the white
because
supremacists?
they've created a system of white supremacy that they've militarized, and we can't break out of it because they have a military stronghold over us, sir. And you too.
Okay, tell me in 2024 how the white supremacists are holding you back militarily.
They control all areas of activity and they dominate all areas. And when we start building on our own, they use their military to destroy it all across the board. Whenever we build prosperous neighborhoods, they use their military to destroy it. And they've done this all across the board. They control the educational system. When we try to get our own educational system, they use their militarized system to destroy it. They destroy it all across the board. And these are facts, sir. We're under a global system of white supremacy.
Okay.
Tulsa, Oklahoma was 100 years ago, bro.
Hold on. So let me ask you this then.
They build freeways and train tracks in Black neighborhoods that's prosperous even today. I live in Los Angeles. Crenshaw Boulevard, they're destroying the Black businesses by building a train system down Crenshaw Boulevard. They do this stuff now. We
and who controls Los Angeles? Who are the elected politicians in Los Angeles?
Telling me
we get sabotaged. And the great thing about us, even though we get sabotaged, we can still rebuild and we can still find success. They sabotage you wannabes too.
Politicians in Los Angeles that you're talking about this being destroyed.
Yo, Jacob, mute everybody except for me and Tariq, bro. Everybody else, shut the fuck up. All right, he didn't come in to talk to y'all niggas, so he's coming in here to talk to me. So that's fine. Let's have a discussion, Tariq. So let's have a discussion because I've been waiting a very long time to talk to you because you are literally the Lord of victimhood. So let's go ahead and have a discussion.
And you are the Lord of victimization, sir. But go ahead.
Okay, sure.
A wannabe,
well,
but you're a
way,
wannabe. You're not even a real white supremacist. You're a wannabe, but go ahead, Myron.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Anyway, so you're claiming that the white supremacists control the military, which is holding back the Blacks in America. Okay, do you believe that's still the case in 2024?
Right now, this very minute.
Really?
Holding back, and when I mean holding back, they keep an oppressive system that will dominate and control what we do. Even though there's still Black people who are successful. Hell, I'm a millionaire. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm still under a system of
You ain't no billionaire, you lying ass fucker.
He said he's a millionaire.
I didn't say billionaire. I said a millionaire. And that's verified. Y'all can verify
my bad.
that. That's easily verified. But that doesn't mean anything.
So Tariq, if you were able to do it and you're Black, why can't others?
Because we're phenomenal as Black people. Foundational Black Americans are absolutely phenomenal. That's why we can do it.
Okay, so why can't others do it then? If they're being held down like you claim, why can't they do it? You did it. You did it, right?
Everybody can't do it in a system of white supremacy. Everybody's not going to be able to do it. I was able to do it because I understood the system and I kind of worked around it. But I called the system out. But I would have been much richer without the system of white supremacy. We live in a global system of white supremacy.
Okay, so it's interesting because
Now, is that true or not true, Myron? I mean, shit. Am I making this up?
No.
Then why did they say that? Then why did they say it? This is their words? The white supremacists said this. This is them saying.
I've let you speak, but you don't let me speak.
I'm not cutting you off. This is a dialogue.
No, you have.
We're having a conversation. So I'm asking you.
No, we are. But a part of a conversation is you got to let the other.
And you're going to have to let me speak. I just answered your question. I'm asking you something.
I've let you speak plenty of times. All right, I'll let you finish your thought. Go ahead.
So Myron, is that true or not true? Do we live in a system of white supremacy or not?
There is nothing holding back black people from success
Do
in
we live in a
2024.
system of white supremacy or not? Then
No.
why did the white supremacists say that they have a system of white supremacy? This is their words. They said this. They put this in law.
They can say whatever they want, Tariq. It's up to you on how you're going to go ahead and make a do of it. There's nothing holding back black people from becoming successful. As a matter of fact, why is it that we had stronger black households during the Jim Crow eras when black people were the most oppressed that they've ever been? We had higher rates of education. We had two-parent households. We had successful black families. We had more black businesses. Why is it that when we were the most oppressed, as you would claim, we actually had the best statistics, but now that we have the most freedom, we're the worst off? I'll tell you why. It's because of bad decisions. It's not a system of white supremacy as you claim. Hold on. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. Because that's great, bro. Because you guys like to blame the police, you guys like to blame the government, you like to blame everybody else except for people making bad decisions. Explain to me this as well. You sit there and say, "Oh, you're not a foundationally black American, whatever." Okay, Tariq, let's say that I'm not a foundationally black American. Me and you get pulled over by the police. Do you think the police, that are racist, by the way, and led by white supremacists, do you think they give a fuck that I'm from Sudan and that you're a foundationally black American? No, we're both niggas to them. Because my hair's wavy, your hair might be a little bit wavier, but they're not going to care. We're both going to get treated the same. We're both going to go ahead and be looked at as niggas. Because they don't give a shit about this differentiation that you FBAs like to do, where you guys like to divide and conquer within your own race, which is clown world, by the way. That's a whole other thing.
Now you're going to have to let me answer.
What I'm trying to say is this. Hold on. I will. But what I'm simply saying is
why are you saying we? Because you kept saying you weren't in Jim Crow. You were immigrant. You weren't here.
No. I'm telling you, by this white supremacist standards you're saying, because you're trying to say that, oh, it's different for FBAs versus immigrants. It's not. They look at a Nigerian, they look at a Sudanese, they look at an FBA. We're all the same to them, bro, because they see skin color. They don't give a fuck about your last name or your name.
You keep talking about we. You weren't in Jim Crow.
Wow, here we go. The division once again, even in a conversation.
The same lineage. We don't come from the same lineage. And if there's no white supremacy, why did your homeland fail when you had to flee?
You are perpetuating the very racism that you're complaining about right now.
But why did you have to flee your homeland after the white supremacists destroyed it? They destroyed the Sudan. That was the white supremacists orchestrating that, sir. Why did you have to flee if there was no white supremacy?
That's true.
Sure. Okay. So what do you like? I mean, what's your point with this? You're trying to say white supremacy runs the world, which I don't.
But then why did you have to flee? I mean, the British went over there. They were running roughshod over in the Sudan. The reason why it's so janky because of the white supremacists. They destroyed it over there. They orchestrated it, right?
I'm talking about the United States.
No. I'm talking about global white supremacy. White supremacy is global. It's a global thing, right?
I'm talking about the United States because that's what's
no. The world is pertinent.
Because you're complaining is pertinent. That the United States is specifically is militarily.
I said global. No. I said global because there's no place we can go that's free of white supremacy. Name the country that's white supremacy free.
There's none.
China.
The United Arab Emirates, the Middle East in general, Saudi Arabia. Like, bro, come on, man. Yes,
dude.
Matter of fact, they stopped using the American dollar. I think that's pretty free of white supremacy, as you claim. Saudi Arabia literally just told the United States off. We're not using the U.S. dollar anymore. That is the biggest F you to white supremacy that in the world.
They can bomb that place to hell.
They can bomb that place tomorrow. The Middle East, they bomb that place whenever they feel like it. If you don't stop,
they're not bombing.
They got warships. There's European warships over off the coast of China now. What are y'all talking about?
Gaddafi's a good example.
Right. They'll get when they.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Saudi Arabia, it don't matter. Saudi Arabia, they have a deal with them for the oil and all of that, but they can wipe them off the map anytime they feel like.
Do you even know what the petrodollar is, Tariq?
Sir, can they not? Can the white supremacists wipe them off?
Do you know what the petrodollar is, you ignorant?
To non sequitur, sir. Calm down.
I mean, what do you know?
Exactly. You don't know. You don't even know what the petrodollar is. You're talking nonsense.
Tariq, you've been deflecting.
I have not deflected. I have not deflected.
Yes, you have. This is my stance. No. Tariq, this is my stance.
I'm talking about global white supremacy.
There is nothing holding back.
It held you back
from success.
White supremacy held you back, and you had to flee. You had to come flee.
There is nothing. There is nothing.
You had to flee to
get
over here to us.
There is nothing holding back. Okay, bro, you keep mentioning this whole.
Right, because you are a perfect example.
There is nothing
you are an example
holding back.
You are an example.
There is nothing holding back black people from success in America in 2024.
But there was something holding you back from your homeland, and you had to flee. That's why.
I mean, Myron, he makes a good point, Myron. He's saying that you fled Africa because the system he's speaking of destroyed your entire country. I mean, that's kind of a good point. It's kind of a good point. I got to admit that.
Not really, because I'm talking about
But
the
he said
United States.
globally.
He's
Hold
trying to
up,
make
hold
it
up. He
about
said it globally.
Sudan.
Hold up.
Talking about
I'm talking about
He said it globally.
look.
Sneako, where you at, Sneako?
Look.
Is Sneako still in here? Because your country too, the
No, he fled.
Philippines. And
He fled.
he fled. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not agreeing with
This is very
Tariq, but he made a
simple.
good point by saying
probably had
globally this system does exist.
Blessing, your mic sucks, bro. Just be quiet. Anyway, like I was saying, bro, it's very simple. I'm simply saying there's nothing in 2024 that is holding black people from success. This white supremacy that you claim is a facade. You can go ahead and
It's
become
not a
successful regardless of your
facade.
skin color in
It's a
2024.
If
facade,
it's
but
real,
he
if
fled.
it was real in your homeland, it's real over here. It's a real global phenomenon.
So you're really
So
going to compare Sudan
doing,
to the United States of America?
yeah, white supremacy is white supremacy all over the world, sir.
Incredible.
It's all over.
Incredible.
It's white supremacy
You're
in
comparing a
Australia.
third world
Tariq,
It's
country
white supremacy
to
I
the
have a
United
question.
States.
Tariq, I have a question. Why do all black millionaires and billionaires buy houses in white communities? Why do you think that?
Well, if we live in a white community, it ain't a white community, then is it? Boop, boop.
Because I bet
If we
you don't
live
live in
there, it
Crenshaw.
ain't white, huh?
You're crying about Crenshaw. You don't live in Crenshaw.
Boop. Go ahead now, Myron. Let's go back to you. So,
How is that? Are we gonna accept that?
I meant black people in white
right?
communities.
Yeah.
That's
If
what I
we
meant to
live
say.
there, it must not be a white community.
Tariq, again, you cannot refute my
Yes,
main
I
point,
can,
which I'm telling
because
you.
you're
You can't.
proof.
I'm
You're
telling
proof
you.
that white
I'm
supremacy is
telling you
global.
because you're trying to change the
I'm not
argument.
trying to
I'm
change
simply
the
saying
argument,
in
sir.
2024, there is nothing that holds black people from success. Racism is no longer a valid
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's
excuse.
just I'm a
It's
tether.
no
That's
longer a
I'm a
valid
tether, and I
excuse.
say so. Just because you say it, don't make it true. The experience is
Okay.
real. White supremacy is a
Tell me
very
what
real
holds
thing.
black people back then. So what holds people black
So
people from success in America
disparities
today?
in the
Tell me.
judicial system, right? You got education, right? You got the financial. Man, come on, Myron. Come on, cut this shit.
Yeah, and even though and the great thing and the thing about and
disparities in the criminal justice
the thing
system.
about foundational.
Let's address that real quick.
The judicial
Disparities in the
system.
criminal
Oh,
justice
let's
system.
get to the judicial system, right?
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about it.
It's how my community has been screaming about this shit for decades, right?
Sure.
But as soon as it hits the J6s, right, and Trump, we can. It's
you
valid,
know how you don't
right?
go into
it's valid, right? Disparities in crack versus cocaine, right? It's an epidemic when it's y'all on meth and opioids, right? When it hits my community, it's criminals. We gotta have
Myron.
Yeah. Hey, Rios, how about this? How about this?
Myron,
how about you just don't go into the judicial system and don't commit crimes? How about that?
So Myron, so you think
how about you just don't commit crimes?
Myron, you think all police actions are justified, right?
No, I'm saying don't commit crimes. So you don't deal with the police.
Like Ashley Babbitt, right?
What are you talking about?
Don't commit crimes. You guys complain about what happened to Ashley Babbitt. She should not have been committing a crime, but you guys said that she was unjustly put down. So
I didn't say shit. No one said anything
Nobody
about
said
that,
any of
bro.
that.
You're putting words in our mouth.
Calm down. You
nobody said
Yeah, exactly. Are you? By the way, Tariq, are you vaccinated?
You want to be white supremicists? Really?
Are you vaccinated?
But that still make that.
Are you vaccinated, sir?
He's vaccinated.
That was a bad point.
Yeah, he's vaccinated. You
Hold
moron.
on. That was a bad point. That was a bad point. He said.
He had to get vaccinated for his donors. His donors wouldn't know.
No, he said
man, y'all stop letting Max fool y'all. Max is not a
No, he got vaccinated because Joe Biden told him to get vaccinated.
Let's talk about your donors. Who are your donors?
4chan talk.
When he spoke about the judicial system, what happened to that?
Yeah.
Let's talk
because
about
again, going back to
Hold up, Myron.
that you guys are complaining about. Just don't commit crimes.
That's a bad
Just
point,
don't commit crimes.
That's a bad point because you're saying.
How's that a
Let me
bad point?
speak. You said that don't commit crimes, but their point is this: even if they don't commit crimes, the system still exists. So they're addressing the judicial system as a whole. Forget the crimes, which they shouldn't do. Whether they do it or not, it still exists. That's their point, I think.
I could barely understand what the hell you're saying. Your mic sucks.
They're trying to adjust.
So,
they're trying to address.
How about you let them talk? How about you let them talk and shut the fuck up and let them talk? Because I don't understand what you're saying.
So no one can hear me right now.
There we go.
Yeah, bro, your microphone sucks, bro. Get this blessing nigga out of here, man. Let Tariq and this other clown, his lack boy, talk.
I don't have. Well, I'm talking to Myron and Sneako.
Yo, Tariq, why don't you help your run it up? He's just like you, except he's broke.
Okay, well, that was a good one. Whatever you're talking.
Oh, we got Tommy in the house too. We got Tommy Sotomayor in the house.
Matt,
so yeah, go ahead.
You're South Florida
Tariq.
trash, right? Yes. Come on, you're not a Jew.
But Myron,
you don't matter.
But we need to have a sit down, Myron. We should have a good sit down and just really chop it up and flesh all of this stuff out and really talk about this stuff person to person, face to face. Wouldn't that be a great conversation, guys?
I mean, we're talking about it right now. You haven't brought up one instance of how we're held back in 2024.
I just did, but you're just doing I'm a tether and I say so. So you don't really have an argument.
They use the judicial system.
We keep pointing stuff out and you just say
and education, judicial and education system.
And we pointed out your homeland, and you that doesn't matter.
You keep going back to Jim Crow and you talk about Sudan. Tell me about what's happening today.
I didn't say anything about Jim Crow.
I'm talking about America, dude. I don't know why you're talking about Sudan or any other stuff like that. Has nothing.
Racism, global white supremacy.
Oh man, holy shit!
And there's a reason why you had to come and platform yourself by spewing anti-black racism.
Hey, Tariq, are any of your donors racist?
You can get that dick out your mouth. That's what.
Interesting.
But we're talking about it. You don't have a conversation.
You take money from racists. You take money from racists,
but
you want to complain about racism.
Stuff. You're just white supremacists.
Hold on, real quick.
You're just saying it.
So wait.
Okay,
so
now here comes the boring corny part.
Okay, take money from racists.
You're not witty. Let's stop it. You're not even witty.
Hey,
bro.
Hey,
you're not witty. You're not witty. You're about to waste time.
No, because you're talking about it's a moral argument.
Now you're about to waste time by being unfunny. Okay,
here we go. You can't be immoral in the way you do things and then complain about morality.
You
can't do that.
You're not witty talking about tampons and black cock. Like, talk about what's happening right now. How about you stop talking about periods and women for 5 seconds?
You're whining. I'm talking about.
Yeah, Tariq, I find it interesting, man, how, like I said, I'm keeping the conversation.
That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to be focused. Now they're trying to get into
No, because you keep mentioning Sudan.
Yes, because
Sudan.
That's significant.
Okay?
That's significant.
And I'm telling you that's not significant because let's assume I wasn't from Sudan. It doesn't matter where I'm from.
You're from Sudan. You're a Sudanese guy.
That's not relevant to the debate because the point you're making an ad hominem.
That's not an ad hominem, dude. We're talking about global white supremacy. You were a victim of global white supremacy.
I'm talking about.
You had to flee to come over here to Black Daddy. You had to flee to us.
I'm talking about America.
You had to.
I'm about America. I don't give a fuck about anywhere else. I'm talking about America.
And you have a lane to come over here because of Foundation of Black Americans, sir. We fought racism to help you get here, sir.
Okay. Anyway, like I was saying. In 2024, there is nothing holding back black people from success.
Saying that over and over doesn't make it true. You don't have to say that over and over.
Because
if that's your argument, then you tapped out. You don't have an argument. You're just saying the same lie over and over.
From America.
Tell me how I'm wrong.
Name a system in this country or in the world that's not dominated by white supremacy. Name something that's
NBA.
Did you say the NBA? Who are the owners?
Zionists. It's not white
people.
All
right.
There you go.
Is it the whole not white but Jewish thing?
Yeah, those are
the same Zionists to fund the Democratic Party. The same Zionists who are pushing reparations so dumb morons like you can do it.
Nobody's really
Stop
white.
being triggered. Let him and Myron talk, bro.
So it's the nobody's white thing. Okay, it's the whole nobody's white argument. Okay.
No, people are white, but do you not know the ethnic difference between people from Israel?
White.
Do you not know the difference ethnically between whites and Zionists?
Okay, what's the difference?
They're Jewish and they don't have white DNA. They're not from the Caucasus region, dumbass. It's a whole different ethnicity. They're the chosen people. White people do not control America.
They're white, right? And that's how they came over and subverted y'all.
That's where you guys lost. Jews and whites.
So you can delineate white people and Jews, and I can't.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Why is it you can delineate between the blacks?
But I can't delineate from your
FBAs, and then but we can't delineate between the whites. That wouldn't make any sense.
No. Slow down. Oh, no. We delineate from Black Africans, but we're foundational Black Americans. So we're still Black.
Foundational. What does that mean?
We're still Black. We're still Black. I'm just a foundational Black American. You're saying that Jewish people are not white?
I was told that the FBA guys.
What is foundational Black American?
The guys who came in to call into my show, they said the blacks was something that blacks in America used. That this wasn't a term that was used. That's why they said you ask them other people what they are. They say they're Nigerian. They say they're whatever, but they don't say they're black. They said black is specific for the ones who came on my show. Said it was specific for blacks in America. Is that true? Because I don't know.
Okay, because some black people will come over here from Nigeria, and is that Tommy talking? That Tommy? Now you
yes, I was just wondering, is that part true?
Wake it up, but Tommy. I would say you're not really Panamanian, but a lot of Panamanians, they come over here and if they're dark skinned, they'll say that they're black. but he's saying that a white Jewish person ain't really Jewish or white. I'm trying to make sense of it. What
is this
Jews
and whites aren't even
is that
genetically
genuinely
the
the
same?
first time you've heard about the difference between a Jew and a white person in all the years you yap about race?
Because a lot of Jewish people classify themselves as white.
Yes, to go undercover and to go under the guise of white supremacy.
Like a lot of like a lot of Nigerians and stuff call themselves black, and y'all have said that they do it to try and subvert blackness.
A lot of them try to pretend to be foundational black American.
Yes.
They do.
Just like the Jews that go undercover and pretend to be white when they're Jewish and they hold allegiance to Israel. Do you not know what that is?
Africans, but a lot of black Africans are still black.
I understand you're black, but don't talk about that for 5 seconds. Do you not understand the difference between the Jewish ethnicity and the white ethnicity, Tariq?
No, I don't. I swear to God, I don't.
That's genuinely concerning, the fact that you talk about race all day and you've never heard that.
He can't say it, Sneako. He can't say it. The Zionists funded the NAACP. They fund all their black organizations. He can't say anything. He'll get fired.
No, I would like to know.
His wife is Jewish. That's why.
Your wife is Jewish. Do you know, like, the Jewish person owns Black Lives Matter too?
What?
Like all the foundational things you talk about, the systems of white supremacy, they all go back to Israel.
Stop chimping out, bro. You gotta chill.
Explain. My wife is Jewish. What?
Now he's acting stupid.
Okay, what are you talking about? Y'all just saying anything. You're tapping out and saying anything right now.
Yeah, I didn't say your wife is Jewish, but the first time that you actually heard that there's a difference, the system of white supremacy.
No, because nobody can articulate it.
Yeah, I'm articulating right now, but you keep on interrupting me with
I'm not interrupting you. Please articulate.
All right, Tariq.
Okay, let me explain the point, because Tariq talks about race, and like finally he needs to understand that there's a difference.
Right.
Okay, the Jewish supremacists, they go under the guise of white supremacy, so people like you can live under a system of victimhood forever.
You're trolling.
Jewish supremacy is different than white supremacy.
Why can't you explain it without trolling?
Talk, bro.
He's just trolling. He's trolling.
I'm not trolling, but you're not listening to me without
No, because now you're talking about people like me. I'm asking a legitimate question.
Okay, let me answer.
What's the difference between a Jewish white supremacist and an Anglo white supremacist?
They're a completely different ethnicity.
How so?
Jewish people are the chosen people that goes back thousands of years. It comes from the book. They come from one tribe of people. They're not white.
So what makes a person white genetically?
It comes from the Caucasus regions, the European people. Jewish people are a diaspora that have moved around. They've been kicked out of 109 countries, and they travel around the world. They all go back to the same lineage. That's why they only interact with each other. That's why they only work with each other. And that's why they subvert people like you to think that there's a system of white supremacy.
So what's the difference between Jewish supremacy and white supremacy?
Yeah.
I just explained they're not the same.
There's
that's
a big
like
difference.
asking me the difference between Chinese and Japanese. They're a different people.
So there were
you can talk shit about white people all you want, Tariq. Start talking shit about Zionists, they'll shut your ass down.
Trolling.
That's not trolling. That's what the
during
truth
slavery.
So yeah, that's not trolling. That's actually a fact.
During slavery,
you can call white people devils if you call Jews. Well, that's not something. I think everybody should admit that. That shouldn't be something that anyone argues. You can call white people devils all day, and no one says a word. Call Jews devil. For as much as Nick Cannon has said about white people, he's never, ever, ever had to sit down and learn about white people after he said it and apologize to white people after he said it. You can say what you want about whites.
Right, and Zionists are the ones that go and say white devil all the time. They go on and say that there's a white
that's not a refutable fact, right? You can't. I agree with that, right, Tommy? But to me, they all anti-black the same. When it comes to my black ass, they're going to handle me the same.
Well, I just wish that sometimes conversations were had where they were being honest. Whenever people won't be honest about something that is an actual fact, like a person who knows and just did a movie about hip hop knows that these black people are able to call white people devils and black people niggas, but every time they kind of tried to refer to Jews, they beeped it.
Exactly.
Jews and white people oppress black folks. That's a fact.
No, not white people. Let me explain. Tariq, you did a whole movie about hip hop. Do you know who all the hip hop executives are?
Jewish people.
Exactly. Jewish people are not white people. They do that to spread degeneracy throughout the black community, to make you think it's okay to be thugs, to prop up Sexy Red.
No, so it's reversed. No, it's reversed.
You don't know the difference between Jews and whites, and you just did something
reversed, Matt.
The reason why Jews and white people get lumped together is because black folks are not in position. Black folks ain't in position to delineate when it comes to oppression of black folks. White folks and Jewish people work together collectively to oppress black folks. That's a fact.
So why don't blacks and tethers work together to uplift blacks?
Because most of those tethers are trying to be under that cloak of white supremacy, right? They like they white.
Most of them? That's a large number.
We're talking about people like Sneako parents, right? Those model minorities. I'm not gonna come over here and fight it. Matter of
Sneako
fact,
appears mixed. He seemed like he Asian or something.
Mixed with
Yeah,
what?
Asian.
Mixed with what? Hey, Sneako, what are you, Sneako?
Asians are the
Because we
model
confused.
minority.
Okay, I'm Filipino and Haitian, right? Like Haiti's
I'm
a slave
talking.
Oh, so Al Sharpton is looking for you at this rally come June 19th in fucking New York.
What kind of rally is it?
I'm not going to go to
It's
your black
it's a Haitian rally.
I'm good off that. I'm not going to go
Haitian
to your
rally for
black victim
Juneteenth.
rally.
By the way, the Haitians and the Caribbeans are trying to steal Juneteenth.
Okay, can you mute because nobody wants to talk to you? I want to talk to Tariq. Tariq, have you never heard about Jewish?
You need to get a dental plan, nigga.
Yo, take that nigga down. They got no respect for the space.
Yeah,
bro.
because usually
Relax,
that's
niggas.
like that's white supremacists try to pawn off the supremacy on each other. They try to play hot potato when they both practice it. So I don't really get into the ethnic background of a suspected white supremacist.
So you get into ethnic background when you think it's white people, but when it's Jews, you stay quiet. Why?
Oh no, because white is white to me.
Okay, but I just differentiated to it. No. That was the dumbest take.
Guess he'll get canceled, Sneako.
Because that's a deflection.
No, Tariq.
That's a deflection.
Before you keep echoing this retard stuff.
What's the difference? What's the difference between a anti-black Jewish person and an anti-black Anglo? What's the difference?
That they're different races, Tariq.
Oh, I can answer that one.
Anything to me. What does that mean to me? They're both oppressing me.
System of white supremacy.
I can answer that one.
Okay, Tariq, do you know who created the Federal Reserve? Was it white people or was it Zionists?
Oh, y'all did it together.
Of them, both of them.
Y'all did it together, right? As soon as you brought the Federal
Reserve, answer that. Come on,
birth of a nation. What are we doing?
So you get out of that victimhood nature that you use to white people and talk about the Jews as well, but you won't because they fund you.
If you had a white supremacist partner in crime from an ethnic group and they got more money from you, that doesn't concern me because you both got the money from me. So
he's funded by Zionists 100%.
He doesn't care about who it is. He just wants to be in the victim.
No.
He doesn't care.
All of you, we look at you all the same.
As long as he's a victim forever, as long as he feels like black people are
victimizing me, you're both one in the same.
It doesn't matter who's in power.
You're one in the same. You're one in the same. All oppressors are one in the same.
Can I explain the difference?
Okay, so he just changed. So now it's not white supremacy, it's oppressors.
Right.
Let me say something, damn it.
Yep, white supremacy.
Okay, but no.
But you're all classifying yourselves as white.
Looping.
I'm not looping.
You're all jump off the stage on Sneako. I'm gonna have to jump off the stage.
I just described to you the difference between Jews and whites.
But
they're completely different.
I want to hear what Tommy got to say. Go ahead, Tommy.
He says, what is the difference? That is simple, and it's one that every one of y'all should know right now. You can make money off of calling out whites and not be silenced.
Bingo.
You can't do the same thing to Jews. So if that is if nothing else, that is a huge difference. That's like saying I could talk shit to my mom and she at least let me eat and go to sleep in my bed. But if I say something about my dad, he knocked my teeth out. There's a difference. I am fearful of speaking now about my father. So if that's a thing, then you know there's a difference between the two. You cannot say they're the same.
Exactly.
When one at least allows over express yourself.
Power, your career is over. You need to talk about white supremacy because that's where the money is.
One allows you to express yourself, the other does not.
What are you talking about?
He made money off oppression, bro.
If all of them are practicing white supremacy, doesn't matter. We're calling out white supremacy. We're not going to break people up in ethnic groups.
But how much do the Zionists pay you, Tariq? How much did they actually pay you, Tariq? How much did these Zionists actually fill your pockets with? Because you're not this stupid. You're not this stupid, bro.
Shut the fuck up. You're not adding nothing to the conversation.
Run it up. You're a broke ass motherfucker. Shut the fuck up.
Stop it.
Tactic. That's a white supremacist tactic of trying to play hot potato.
All right, so let me just jump in real quick.
That's an old trick that we don't fall for. We're not falling for that.
You don't see a difference between Jews and whites.
All right. Let someone speak. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so you don't see a difference between Jews and whites.
That's a hot potato tactic.
Oh my God, you're being
He's acting stupid on purpose because it subverts his whole career.
No, because
Jewish power. Don't just talk about
that's a deflection. That's a deflection, and we're not falling for it.
It's not a deflection.
We're not falling for it. That's a deflection.
It's not a deflection. Hold on, let me make one point. If you actually want to
uplift you, that's all it is a damn deflection.
Okay,
all right. So you're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
All right. I just need to mute because Tariq, you're not being respectful. How many times am I going to tell you to stop talking for 1 second? Like, respect the space, bro. Or you can go if you want. You can leave, but if you don't like it, my thing is this: Tariq, you said what you had to say. Let Sneako speak. Let Myron make his point, and
I
then
will
you come
bounce. I
back and you
don't need to
respond.
be up here with a
Oh,
bunch
you're
of
gonna leave
deflecting
now that I told you
wannabes.
the
That's
truth?
not. You're not. This
That's
ain't.
fine.
You're not doing me a favor.
Listen,
All right. Let's
bro,
keep
we
that
all
shit
know
100.
He's gonna run away.
You're
When
not
there's the
doing
truth.
me a
Let me
favor.
explain.
Bro, we all know that Jews fund you, Tariq,
I'm
and we
making
all
up
know
stuff
we
further
know
proof
about your
my
No,
point.
contracts.
Zionists fund him for sure.
We know about your
Okay.
contracts, bro. Stop trying to act like you don't know what a Jew is. You stop acting like you know the difference between a white man and a Jew. Stop with that, bro. You're deflecting yourself because you don't want to call out a Jew. You don't. You
I'm
want to
calling
call
you white
everybody white
supremacists out.
supremacists.
That's what I'm gonna keep calling out.
Yeah, no,
And you can
exactly. But you
lie
know
all
there's a
you want,
reason
and
why you
that's
don't want
not.
to call it the Jew.
Zionist
Come on,
If
talking
you're gonna
points
start
left and right from
lying
Tariq.
proves my point, and
Bro,
that
you're in
means I won.
politics, bro. Come on, you already
Lying
know
means
this.
I won.
Yo,
When
yo,
you
yo,
start
Jacasa,
lying,
just let
that
Sneako
means I
say his
won the
piece and let Tariq
conversation.
say his piece.
Now, if
It's
you want to
fine.
lie, go ahead and knock
Sneako, say your
yourself out.
piece.
If you want to start
Say
lying,
your piece, then
if
let
you're going to
Tariq say
start
his piece.
lying, knock yourself out. That means I won. Thank you. Now go ahead and lie. I'm good. That
Okay,
means I
Tariq,
Well,
won.
we
are you
know
done?
that.
Go
Well,
ahead.
here's the thing. We
Go
know
ahead.
there's a difference between
If you're
Asians.
going to start making up some mythological Jewish contract, and knock your damn self out. That means I won the
No, I
conversation.
never spoke about that. Tommy, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second to speak to Tariq.
No,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I've
Okay,
been
quick.
trying to. I think all of y'all should just
Yourself
wait
out.
and let
All
each other
right,
finish.
all right. Tariq, can you not interrupt me for 5 seconds?
All right. Now, I'm not going to talk in circles with y'all. All
Sure.
right.
Okay, so
All
now
right.
we established that there's a difference in the ethnicity between white people and Jewish people. Do you understand that?
And it doesn't matter because you're all practicing white supremacy. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Does everyone hear how there's a difference? Why would Jewish people practice white supremacy if they're not white?
So they could subvert y'all power when they got here, right?
Jewish people
They made
suppress
you.
white
They
people.
Okay, no.
hold
I don't
on
need
here.
his
What are you
backup
talking
voice.
about?
I don't need his side. Okay, Tariq, you
He asked a good
specifically.
question.
Why would Jewish people promote white supremacy if they're not white?
There are Jewish white supremacists. You had Jewish Nazis over here. You had Dan Burroughs. You had Frank Joseph. You had Jewish Nazis over
The
here. What are
people
you
that
talking
show
about?
allegiance to Israel, the Zionists, why would they show allegiance to white
Why
people
would
when
you
they're not
have
white?
Jewish Nazis over here?
What are you talking about?
I just told you there were famous
You
Jewish
talk about
Nazis.
deflections 5 seconds, so you're deflecting again. Answer the question.
What? That's a deflection?
Yes, it is.
You just said why would Jewish people promote white supremacy?
He's giving you an
Jewish people who
example
were
of
white
it.
supremacists.
Sneako, he's giving you an example of what Jews
Yeah,
actually
that's
did.
a small minority. Like once again, you're
I know, but
small
you can't do that,
minority.
Sneako. See, Sneako, he gave you the example.
Okay,
You have
Tariq,
to
what
hit the
Jewish
example.
Nazis? What Jewish Nazis are you talking about?
I'm talking about Dan Burroughs, Frank Joseph. You had Laura
George
Loomer.
Soros.
A lot of people in neo-Nazi organizations.
You're calling Laura Loomer a Jewish
Well,
Nazi?
she's a suspected white supremacist.
Okay, she's a
she hangs
Jewish
around
Nazi?
the alt-right.
So
That's a more modern example.
Great point.
Because
Great
that's
point.
a more modern example. Even Milo, that's another modern example too.
Okay, great point. So Laura
Jewish?
Loomer, she's a Zionist. She shows allegiance to Israel. Where do you see that she promotes white supremacy?
She was with the alt-right. She was out there with Richard Spencer and all of those guys.
Okay,
so,
because she agrees with Trump. But
also,
do you see right now? No, don't be ignorant.
Ben Shapiro is a suspected white supremacist.
Are you? Ben Shapiro he shows undying allegiance to Israel. He doesn't care about America. He wants Netanyahu to be the president of America.
So Israel doesn't stop somebody from being a damn white supremacist or suspected white supremacist. That's
okay. You can't be
That's
a supremacist.
My point.
Wait,
that's
Tariq,
my point,
are
sir.
you that stupid to think that you could be a supremacist of two races at once?
You saying stupid doesn't mean anything. So cut that.
Okay, but you can't be a supremacist of two races at once. It's very simple.
You haven't talking about Israel doesn't negate the fact that people have white supremacist views.
So you're saying okay, no. Say that and stand on that.
There are black people. There are
question.
black Jews talking about white supremacy in Israel. So what are you talking about?
No Zionist believes that blacks are really even Jews.
Sir,
they don't
Ethiopian Jews going to Israel complaining about white supremacy. So
sure, you just
what
said
are you
Ben
talking
Shapiro
about Israel for as if you can't be a white supremacist? What are you talking about?
Great. Is Ben Shapiro a white supremacist, Tariq?
He's a suspected white supremacist.
No,
yes.
not suspected. Yes
or
no?
I suspect that he is.
You suspect it? Why?
Because of his anti-black views and his allegiance and his being around a lot of other white supremacists.
His allegiance to what?
Being around other white supremacists.
Being around? Okay, but what does he show allegiance? Tariq, what does he show allegiance to?
And his anti-black racism.
Great. Anti-black. What does he show allegiance to?
Other anti-black racists.
Okay, do you think that's his undying allegiance? What is the country he can return to?
A lot of you have an undying allegiance to anti-black racism.
Okay, no one has an undying allegiance to that. It's either a country, it's their supremacy, right?
It's an ideology. You have an undying allegiance to an ideology.
The ideology is Jewish supremacy. That they believe they're the chosen people. It says that in their book. That's what Ben Shapiro shows allegiance to, not white people. not
No, it's
anti-black.
white
Ben
supremacy.
Shapiro shows allegiance to Israel. That's why he
No,
wants
he
Netanyahu to be
shows
the
his
president of
allegiance
the
to
United States.
anti-black racism. It's anti-black racism which shows his allegiance.
Okay, you know what? I want to, because now you sound like a special snowflake. Ben Shapiro does not care about black people that much. He cares about Israel. It's not about you.
I know he doesn't care about black. He cares about anti-black racism. He promotes anti-black racism.
That's the smallest part of his allegiance. What he
No,
wants
it's not.
is the
No,
state
it's
of
not.
Israel
That's
to
the only
dominate the
reason
world.
he has a platform, so that other white supremacists who sees his views and anti-black racism, they have a platform to look at. Sir.
Okay, do you know that every white supremacist that you think you're calling
And
out
Sneako,
you know that they all
you're not
disagree
white.
vehemently with
Sneako,
Ben
you're
Shapiro?
not white. Sneako, you ain't white.
Exactly.
What's with this?
Exactly.
Why
That's why
you
I'm not
caping?
talking about white supremacy,
Right.
dumbass. I'm talking about Zionism.
You can kill with the dumbest, sir.
Nobody's talking about. I'm talking
dumbass.
about Zionism. Ben
Sir.
Shapiro does not agree with any of the white supremacists in the country.
Sir.
Talk to them.
Sir.
Talk to any of the people you think are all white supremacists.
Sneako.
All of them disagree with Ben Shapiro.
You're never going to be an Anglo white supremacist, Sneako.
And I don't want to be. And I have no reason to be, and I never will be.
No matter
I'm
how
black
passionate
like
you are to defend white supremacy, you'll never be one.
I'm not defending white supremacy.
You come from two failed homelands, the Philippines and Haiti.
You see how you keep going back to that?
Yeah.
See, okay, and this is the problem.
You need to thank us for being your ass
you're
over
never
here.
going to win. This is why they killed Malcolm X, because he spoke about Zionism.
Sir, stop it. You're just babbling.
They killed Malcolm X because he
You're
spoke
just
about
babbling.
Zionism, the real issue.
Sir, you're never going to be a white supremacist, Sneako. You're never.
Who wants to be? I'm a brown Muslim.
You
I don't want to be a Christian nationalist. I'm nothing like those people.
You want to be a white supremacist.
You know what? I think I just caught on to something just now. You know, something very interesting. Tariq, I find it very problematic that you can't distinguish the difference between Jewish supremacy versus
there is no
white
Jewish supremacy. It's only white supremacy.
Hold on. Let me just.
Oh my God.
Okay. And I'm gonna tell you why. Hold on. Let me tell you why.
Okay, if there's Jewish supremacy, how come the black Jews don't have no supremacy?
There's no such thing as a black Jew. You Israel.
Oh my God! Really?
There's no such thing as a black Jew.
Really?
What? No.
What?
No, there's no such thing.
Let me explain.
They don't accept black Jews. No Jew thinks a black is a Jew. Read the Talmud. They have a specific ethnicity.
Sneako is a product of the United States education system. Y'all gotta stop.
Wait a minute.
Y'all get letting these white fragile men really indoctrinate y'all.
Jocasta, let me just explain the difference.
Wait a minute. Let me just, he said there was no such thing as a black Jew.
I just got a light bulb just.
Wait, hold on. No. We got to unpack that. There's no such thing as a black Jew. We got to unpack that. Can we please unpack that?
Okay, we will in a second.
Can we please unpack that? Please.
We will.
You want to fixate on the most monotonous things. Just let Myron go. Please.
All I was going to say was, because I think this is very important, that you don't distinguish the difference between Jewish supremacy versus white supremacy.
Because there's black Jews who don't have no supremacy nowhere. But go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. So what I'm trying to say with that is this. I think what you're conflating as white supremacy a lot of the time can also is actually really Jewish supremacy.
Then how come the black Jews don't have
the white? Okay, the white supremacists that you're talking about, like with the KKK hoods and everything else like that,
babbling,
you know,
say this is babbling.
Hold on. Let me finish my point, bro. Because you don't even
let me finish. You're babbling.
The white supremacists that you're talking about, the Klan members, the Grand Wizards, etc.
Those are white extremists. That's not white supremacy are the judges, lawyers, prosecutors, teachers. Come on,
Tariq, man.
Come on,
relax.
No. I'm very.
Let me finish my sentence, please.
I'm very relaxed.
No, you're like hopping up. You want to let me finish the sentence, man.
I'm chilling and relaxed.
No, you're not.
I'm chilling like you're chilling back in Sudan.
No, he's sweating right now. He's sweating.
The white
he does not want anyone thinking
that you're referring to. When we think of white supremacists, we're thinking of the crazy Protestants,
we ain't talking about
that wear the white hoods and run around.
No,
and
that ain't white. No.
But if he's telling you that's not what he's talking about, Myron, you do have to let him tell you what he's talking about so you can argue his point. It's not fair for you to say this. I think this way. If he says that's not what I'm talking about, you can't keep saying. But let's argue what I'm thinking about. Let him tell you what white supremacy is to him, and then argue it.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is that in general, when people think about white supremacists, thinking about the Klan, etc., these guys are completely against Jews. These guys hate Jews. A lot of, like, you look at a guy like a Henry Ford, etc. These white supremacists, black people, they're holding us down, etc. These guys are extremely critical of Jews. I think we need to make a delineation between Jewish supremacy, aka a lot of these Zionists, and then white supremacy, which is what you're referring to, like the
all right. Now let me answer that. You do have a point. You do. I will say this. That's a point.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Now I will say that a lot of the extreme white supremacists, a lot of them don't like Jewish people. They actually don't like white Jewish people. They do have a problem. I know some people in the alt-right, they don't like Ben Shapiro. But here's the problem: when the white supremacist Anglos and the white supremacist Jewish people get together, they all hate us, and that's all that matters.
You think it's about black people?
It all gets on anti-black racism. They all get on code against us. So their distinctions between each other don't mean a damn thing to me. That's why I look at all of them the same way. Does that make sense?
I see your perspective, but what I will say is this:
what you're saying might just
the
be
Jewish
true.
people.
I believe. Yeah, I'm not even disagreeing. Yeah, there might be ethnic differences. Of course, there's ethnic differences.
Yeah,
I believe that wholeheartedly. Irish people weren't even considered white until much later. Greek people weren't even considered white until the 1920s. Yeah, a lot of people weren't even considered white. But once they did,
but what I'm saying
when
is,
they were led into whiteness, when they were able to classify themselves as white, the common thread that bonded them all together was anti-black racism, and that's the problem. So I don't have the luxury to
disagree with you, Tariq.
So me distinguishing their little different ethnicities under the banner of whiteness, it means no difference because they're all oppressive to me.
So,
go ahead, Tom.
Let me respond to that, Tariq. Let me respond to that. Let me respond to that, because this is where I'm going to disagree with you. You're saying that they are all anti-black. I disagree. The Jews were actually critical in the civil rights movement with funding it, helping the NAACP get forward. Jews were instrumental in the civil rights movement with funding it and standing behind it. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is because Jews historically have been an oppressed people, and they understand that open borders, the liberal mindsets, and democratic governments are better for their bottom line, because a lot of Jews want a one world government. Now, this
let me answer that though. All right, in the night,
go ahead.
Because you have Jewish people who are white who are not racist. You have Jewish people who are white who are anti-black racists. In the 60s, there were some Jewish people who did help out.
Jewish people are not white, Tariq. Stop saying that.
All right, but
they're not white.
You had Jewish people like the Levitt brothers who created the modern suburbs, and they put in their contracts that you couldn't have black people. These were white only. If these Jewish people had Jewish supremacy, they said, we want white only, no black people in these suburbs. Many of those stores that were discriminating against black people during the civil rights era, those were Jewish-owned stores. Many of those slumlords who owned those buildings that black people were complaining about, these were anti-black Jewish people. So you had anti-black Jewish people, you had pro-black Jewish people, but the anti-black ones, they fall under the banner of white supremacy too. See how that works?
Yeah, but there's definitely a strong amount of them that supported blacks and funded the civil rights movement.
And there were some that were oppressive.
Why are y'all not listen? If y'all are trying to make the argument that Jews subvert things, it's just really hard to listen to y'all make the argument when y'all say, I can't wait to get him here. Then when y'all get him here, y'all keep letting him off the hook. If you're telling people that Jews subvert people, then why wouldn't you just acknowledge they subverted that whole movement too? That some of them back blacks, some of them back the whole white side. It's like y'all just can't say it.
But Tommy, historically they back both sides, Tommy.
Yeah.
Huh?
Historically, they back both sides. That's just what.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But they won't. It's like the people are trying. Like, listen, I'm not the fan of Tariq. But I hate when people argue a fallacy with someone and then they let him off and then they wonder how they got him off. Because what you're arguing is you refuse to acknowledge the other side. If your argument is that Jews subvert things, why would you then argue with Tariq when he's telling you they subverted this? Why would you argue that?
Because he just understood that it's a different ethnicity. He doesn't realize that.
No,
right.
he did it. He said
I
acknowledged
it. I acknowledged it. I acknowledged it.
Okay, what he's also overestimating. Hold on, I don't know if anybody caught this.
Bad faith.
I acknowledged it. Yeah,
okay,
a lot of white people come from different ethnic backgrounds.
Okay, but
when they all get together,
that's where y'all should have now stuck. Once he
keeps saying that. He keeps saying that they're from different ethnic backgrounds. They're not white. Jews are not white people.
But they're classified as white.
But he did point out how they would be white supremacists if they didn't like your black ass.
But you're not seeing where he doesn't understand. It's like they're classified that within the group because they want to be undercover as white people to divide white and black people to have ultimate control. That's what you don't seem to understand. And you're also overestimating the anti-black racism. That's the smallest problem. See, you're here with
not.
It's
no,
the
it's not.
That's
That's what you
why
think.
you're here with the suit in your profile picture. Tommy's wearing a suit. The majority of black Americans, they wear their pants sagging. They wear nothing. They wear bras. They're out there with red hair because they subverted hip hop culture.
So here we go with these tropes again.
Let me explain.
Okay, the majority.
Zionists made black culture through hip hop to make it degenerate. And that's why you're a millionaire up here and you're not giving away your money for reparations, because they use hip hop culture to make black people think of themselves as victims forever. It's anti-black racism is
why should I give my money away?
Is the smallest issue of their problems. All they know that they can control through culture to keep people at the bottom. Anti-black racism is the smallest of their issues.
So why don't y'all stay the f out of my culture, right, and stop perpetuating the worst of it, right? If you're not of it, right, stick to your ethnicity, right, whatever shithole country you come from, whatever failed government, right, and stay into that, right?
Well, I was born in America.
I don't give a where you were born. You
but
have
you
a
fled
culture
from
and
Europe,
an ethnicity. Right, you have a culture and ethnicity. That's real, right? Stick to that, right? I don't want to hear you up here speaking in our lingo, trying to talk up AAVE. Stick to what you know, because it's also a lack of understanding, right? And it's being intellectually honest about history.
Do you know I'm part black? Do you know that?
It has nothing to do with it, right?
No, doesn't mean anything, because there's a lot of white people with black backgrounds. There's a lot of white people who got black back. That don't mean anything.
So what is a black person then?
Can I ask you something, Sneako?
Good question. I'm a foundational black American. I know what that is.
You keep saying foundational. What does that mean?
I know what that is. I can define that. But yeah, other black folks, that let them define what their blackness means. I'm a foundational black American. So that means my lineage
whatever you want to use to make yourself feel special.
Do you believe you were here before the native?
Special terminology, foundational, whatever. Like they want to keep you as a victim forever. What you don't seem to understand is that Zionists want you to be in this victim mentality.
Oh no, that's a deflection. No,
it's not a deflection.
No, it's a deflection.
To think you're special.
It's you, your ass. You the problem, not the Zionists.
I'm the problem. The Filipino black guy is the problem.
The white, because you try to come over here and align yourself with white supremacy.
Filipino Haitian.
Yeah, and by the way, it was a foundational black American who stopped the Filipinos.
Well, okay, that's a serious allegation. Where do I try to align myself with white supremacy, Tariq?
You just got your damn tooth knocked out for hanging around a bunch of white supremacists in Detroit.
Tell me, like, based on my ideology, how do I try to align with white supremacy?
Because you were sitting up there trying to antagonize a foundational black American brother, and he gave you a Harriet Tubman fist in your damn mouth.
Okay, because I'm trying to antagonize you.
Did you not just hear your tropes about how what you think of the black community?
Right, and that's why you have a suit and the majority of black Americans don't. Do the majority of black Americans dress like you and appear like you and speak like you? Yes or no?
We're not a monolith. We have a whole spectrum of the way we get down. That's the great thing. That's the great thing. No, there's no majority anything. No. That's the great thing about foundational black Americans. Our culture is very vast. We have the sexy reds. We got the middle class people, and we got the heroes like the Rosa Parks and the Dr. Kings and the Malcolm X's and the Tariq Nasheeds and people like that.
Right, you're talking about the exceptional ones, which we should acknowledge. But Tariq, so why were you able to become a millionaire in a white supremacist black America?
Because I am a phenomenal foundational black American.
Because you're phenomenal, right?
Yes.
Because I'm phenomenal. You didn't answer my question. Why? This is true, and every black person knows this.
And many of us are very phenomenal. We know how to go out here and get it.
So why do the majority of black Americans dress with their pants sagging and look up at sexy red?
The majority of black Americans do not dress with their damn pants
Democrat.
They do not. The majority of black Americans don't. See, you guys, you look at things.
The majority of black Americans don't worship celebrities in hip hop.
No, you worship
they
them.
Don't. That's you guys. Because you have to see.
So I'm a white supremacist who idolizes sexy red. Is that what you're saying?
If that's the case, do the majority of Filipinos eat dogs and sell their kids to sex traffickers?
Absolutely
Are we gonna do
not.
That?
Absolutely
All right
not.
then.
Absolutely not. The majority of Filipinos. See, that's
the
Chinese one. See, you don't seem to know the differences between races. The majority of Filipinos are hardworking. I'm asking about the average black person.
And the majority of black Americans are hardworking.
And we're hardworking.
The majority of black Americans are hardworking?
Yes.
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are.
Are they? Okay, so why are they on welfare? Why do they commit most of the violent crimes?
That's white women.
They don't. Oh, well, sir, we ain't fleeing like you. If you were so hardworking in the Philippines, why the hell y'all fleeing to get up out of
Because I was born in this country just like you.
But like an anchor baby. That's right. They had to flee and anchor your ass here. Because you failed and your family failed.
You know what being born somewhere is? See, you not understand. See, you actually think the majority of black Americans, no, genuinely, and this is not like you're going to think this is racist. You actually think the majority of black Americans are hardworking?
Yes, they are. Absolutely.
Okay, absolutely
they are. Absolutely they are.
What are the industries that black Americans work on? What do you dominate in as black Americans?
What do you mean what we dominate in? What as far as what? What do you mean? What we dominate?
Okay, in the workforce. In the workforce, where do you dominate?
So shout out to black women being the most educated.
The workforce.
No, don't say that. That's not true.
They are or were at a point.
No, they're not. They're the most enrolled.
Tommy, I get it for you, Tommy.
You take the most amount of welfare. You commit the most amount of violent crime.
No.
You're so hardworking. Where do you dominate?
Sir, violent crime. You come
The
from a
majority
whole.
of violent
You come
crime is
from
from
a
Black Americans,
sir,
by and large. It's not
sir.
even close.
Your lineage is violent. The Philippines is crime and violence over there, sir. You come from that.
Absolutely.
That's why
So
you
where do
had
you
to flee.
dominate? You
You
said
can't
Black
point your
Americans are
finger at us.
hardworking.
The majority of black people don't commit crimes. That's a lie. The
Okay, so
majority
where
of
do you
black people
dominate in the
don't
workforce?
commit
You're so
crimes.
hardworking. No, you dodge. You're running from that question. Where do you dominate in the
I'm not,
workforce? Where do you
sir.
dominate in the
White
workforce?
supremacy. No. White
Where
supremacy
do you dominate
dominates
in the
everything.
workforce, Tariq? You're so
White
hardworking. Where?
Can
white
we answer, or are
supremacy
you gonna keep
dominates.
answering the same question?
You just saying the
when I
same
say
thing
that,
over and over.
everybody knows the answer. You dominate in the NBA, the NFL, and hip hop. That's the systems
And
that you
what do
dominate
you
in. In the
dominate?
workforce,
Okay,
nothing else.
then what do you dominate in? What do
I'm
Filipinos dominate
dominating
in?
you in this space right now because
What
you're
do
drowning about
Okay,
Zionism.
all right. At least we dominate in that. What do you dominate in?
I'm dominating you in this debate
No,
right
okay,
now because you don't even know
That
what
means
Zionism
nothing.
But
is.
you're not, though. You
Nothing.
sound stupid and you sound
Yeah, y'all
uninformed,
making
right?
bad
At
faith
least we
arguments.
dominate in
Y'all
that.
make this.
Okay. At least we dominate in music. At least we dominate in sports. At least we dominate in basketball.
See, there's
What
the
do the
answer. In
Filipinos? You don't
music,
dominate.
in
Okay, all right. At
sports,
least we dominate in that.
Those
You
are
don't
there you
dominate
go.
in
industries,
anything.
man.
That's the answer.
You
Music and
dominate in
sports.
fleeing.
Music
So,
and
and
sports.
that means
Those
we're
are
doing
not.
better than you. That
Those
means
are
we're doing
not
better
pushing
than
the
you.
economy forward, Tariq.
That
So the
means we're
answer
doing
is
Sneako.
music and hip hop, music
And
and
that means
And
we're
basketball.
your
doing better than
shithole
you.
country ain't dominating in
They're
shit
giving
but
y'all
American
examples.
bases, right?
They
And
sound
Haiti
insane.
is failing. This is what I'm
Right.
talking about. I cannot debate with
So
intellectually
Sneako, you
dishonest
can't say
people,
nothing,
bro.
Sneako. You don't dominate in nothing. At least we got sports
He's
and
pointing
music.
out a
You don't even
fact,
have
and
that.
you're running away from the
Okay,
fact.
so is that hardworking music and sports?
Yep. That's hard work.
Okay,
Sure it
maybe
is.
that's so. Then maybe that's why black people are not
If
succeeding
it was
in this
so
country.
easy, why ain't you doing it?
God.
Okay, so
If it's
maybe
so
that's
easy,
why they're
why are
not
you not
succeeding.
doing it?
Because instead of becoming lawyers, doctors, instead of moving the economy forward, you stick to hip hop and basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That moves
And
the
you don't
economy
have
forward.
anything to stick to but fleeing and dog meat.
Yeah, that's Chinese people. Retard. You don't know the difference
That's
between
you.
you Asians.
That's
Zico,
you.
your
I'm gonna
arguments
hit
are
y'all with it. You all the same.
your
And
arguments
your
aren't
arguments are
arguments,
dumb.
Zico. Seriously, you listen to what you just asked. And then when they gave you examples, you said they're not good examples.
Okay, because he said
What
they're
do Mexicans
hardworking.
lead in?
No, Tommy,
Okay,
that
what
is
do
my
Mexicans
argument.
lead in?
That's
That is the
hard work.
argument. He
Sneako, you
said black
cannot
people
tell
are
those people
hardworking. No,
in their
Tommy, hold
fields
up.
of work
I'm
that that's
just
not
curious,
hard
what
work.
do Mexicans lead in?
They're very hardworking people.
Okay, and they lead in
Well,
what?
you can't just say that. You said industry. He
Landscaping,
said
fruit
black
picking,
people are
roof
hardworking.
thatching.
So
That's
you
what they
asked him
lead in.
specific
Jumping the
industries.
border.
So then I asked, what do Mexicans lead in?
Landscaping.
Okay,
Fruit
you see
picking.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like you could turn
Road
around
work,
and then knock
construction, and
their,
it's
you could knock
subpar.
what they do too. You could say, and they get, most of them get paid under the table and aren't American citizens.
And they're a burden on the system. Let's keep it above.
So if you do that, y'all are giving this man the win, and it's sad to watch.
So there's no win. He's saying that they're hardworking, but he can't even think of an industry besides crack. Where do you work hard?
That's
What?
opioids for white
He did
people.
not say that. And he gave you five. He gave you five industries. See, that's what's not funny.
Tommy, that's disingenuous. You know
that it wasn't
you
hard
know
work.
that you know.
Are we doing the
damn
drug
well,
thing?
You
Did you
know
go to the
very
drugs?
well that
Wait.
black
I know
on
he didn't
average
go
do
to
not
drugs.
work
They
hard.
went
You
to
may not
dope.
like
I know he
them,
didn't go to drugs. I know he didn't go to
Yes,
drugs.
he did.
I know
He
they
went to
didn't.
dope.
and blacks don't lead in drugs.
Coke.
Did he go to the drugs for
He
real?
went to
The
dope.
He
drugs are
said
coming from
crack,
Asia.
and blacks don't lead in this.
We don't even lead.
That's what these kind of arguments then make you do sound crazy if you're listening to this. And so whenever Tariq made the same kind of stereotypical remarks about his people, he got upset.
Right. See, but
And then he turns right around and
you get
keeps making them
victimized about the
black.
racist jokes. When you talk about eating dogs, I don't victimize myself because you know very well the
I know, but
average
you got
black
upset.
American does not work hard. They're not. You're
That's
not
a lie.
hard. Black
That's a
Americans
lie.
will use victimization to not work
That's
hard.
a lie.
To get
We don't have an
welfare.
option but to work hard. We don't get anything. We have to work hard. We don't have any other option but to work hard. We don't get anything.
Yeah, if you did
that's
work
for
hard, you
everybody.
would
What are you
succeed,
talking
and you
about?
wouldn't need to be having this conversation right now because the vast majority of black, it's just not because of the victimization
No, that's
that
you
you purport.
projecting your fail because you come from two failed
I'm
cultures,
actually
sir.
a success
That's
at a
you
very young age.
projecting.
I'm half your age and I'm more successful than you.
No.
Because the average black
You're
American,
not more successful than me.
they ride off of the victimization that you promote.
You come from two failed cultures. You are not successful, sir. You can't even get your tooth fixed. You got knocked out today, sir. You
Bitch,
come
you
from
asking
two
for
failed
referrals.
cultures.
Come on, cut it out.
All right. I just want to interject something here real quick. I just want like 30 seconds to just make my point here. This entire argument is ridiculous, and I'm going to say why. We're talking about the United States of America. Everyone has opportunity here. Whether people want to go ahead and say, oh, well, I'm victimized and I can't have the same opportunities because of the color of my skin, I think that's a bunch of bullshit. It's up to you if you're going to become successful or not. Whether you come here as an immigrant or you're born here as a foundationally Black American, it doesn't matter. You got to go out there and work. The color of your skin is no longer, hold on, the color of your skin is no longer a valid excuse to say that you're being oppressed by the man or whatever it may be. Whether you're Black from Africa or you're a
And
foundationally
see,
Black
and they
American, if you're a
want a
loser,
brown
you're a
face
loser.
just like you to say
It
that
doesn't
kind of
matter.
shit, right? And that's why we don't
Hold
want you
on.
speaking
Again,
for us, right?
yo.
Again,
Shut the fuck up when I'm
Let him
talking, man.
speak. He has a
Like
point.
you're here as a guest, so shut the fuck
Myron,
up.
you ain't
Anyway,
even built like
what I was
that,
saying
bitch.
was,
You got a bad over.
okay. Anyway, like I was saying, clown. I don't even know why he's talking. So, like I was saying, you guys are going ahead and saying that the problems stem because of race. I'm saying that the problems stem because of stupidity. If you deserve to be successful and you work hard, you will get it. Your skin color has nothing to do with that. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
And again, that's
Check
why
I
they
had
would want
And
you.
to
That's why
defeat
they
that,
want
we
brown
then,
face
if we're
motherfuckers.
saying that, to defeat that,
And with that logic, and I always go back to your homeland. If it's all about being stupid and not race, are you saying everybody from the Sudan is stupid because they got oppressed and their homeland has failed because they didn't build it?
I'm talking about the United States of America. I find it
All
interesting
right.
that you always
That
bring it
logic
back.
should apply
I find it
anywhere.
interesting you always bring it back.
Stupidity is not just in the United States, sir. Stupidity is stupidity no matter where it is. And that logic should apply to
You
your
have
homeland.
different opportunities in different
No.
lanes. That's actually
Hold on.
you have
Yeah,
different
because let
opportunities
me
in
tell you
different
why
lanes.
the stupidity matters where you
Let's hear
are,
this.
Tariq. Because I'll tell you why. Because in the United States of America, you get a free education. You're in a first world country where you have running water and electricity. And if you don't have that, you can go ahead and get welfare. So everyone has an enormous amount of opportunity in the United States compared to other third world countries. So what I'm saying is this: if someone comes here with $1 in their pocket and can't speak the English language and finds a way to become a millionaire, become successful, guess what? They did a lot better than a foundationally Black American that was born and raised here, that
No,
knew the language, that's
because
going to sit there and
okay,
complain.
hold
Hold on, let me
on.
finish my
That's the
point. Let me
problem
finish my
right
point.
there.
Let me finish my point. Let me just finish what I'm saying. If someone comes here and doesn't even have a green card and finds a way to get citizenship here, builds a business, makes a bunch of money, doesn't even speak the language, well, guess what? He did a lot better and is smarter than the foundationally Black American that's crying about the system, saying I'm being so
Okay,
oppressed when he had the
this is
opportunity the
where I
whole
have a
time.
problem. Because in this
Sure, go ahead.
country, they weren't letting brown immigrants like you come over here for a long time. Do you understand that? This country was not letting African immigrants come over here. It was the foundational Black Americans who worked hard and kicked ass in the 1960s and said, we're going to change these laws to let these brothers and sisters over here. So when you come over here and say that, yeah, we over here now, and we're so much smarter and better than those foundational Black Americans who actually were the ones fighting to get me over here, that's a very disrespectful mindset to have. And that's the problem that we're having now. That's why we're delineating from that mindset, sir. You understand that?
Can I respond to that? Okay, so if you were born and raised here and you have an American citizenship and you were able to speak the English language and you had the foundationally Black American experience as you claim, right, and you had all these resources available to you, and then someone comes in from Nigeria, doesn't speak the language, figures out a way to go to school, figures out a way to put himself through school, gets a job, makes money, becomes a doctor, etc. Who's the idiot? The foundationally Black American who had all the things available to him from the beginning, or the guy that figured out a way to come here and make it out the mud?
Foundational Black Americans do that every day. You try to look at us through the eyes of the lowest denominator. You look at Black folks in the project,
bottom 15%.
You look at the people in the projects as the totality of foundational Black American culture. We get up, go to school, work, do our thing every single day. We go out here, run businesses, get money, do what we're supposed to do. The Nigerian brothers and sisters, or Haitian, whoever, when they come over here, we make sure that they're good. We sit up here and help create opportunities for them. When they get businesses, we patronize their businesses. We support people. We make sure that people are good. We don't have that janky ass mentality where I'm against those people. You understand? So a lot of folks, when they come over here, just because you come over here and get a job, because you're not that successful, just because you come over here and get a job, that doesn't mean you're just doing so much better and you're so much smarter. No, you came over here and got a job thanks to the doors that foundational Black Americans kicked in. You understand that?
Yeah, fantastic. But the problem is this: you kicked the door in and then you stayed in the house and got comfortable. Meanwhile, these guys came into the house and decided, wow, there's a lot of opportunity here. It took the house over. That's what I'm trying to say.
Taking
I'm not
anything
shitting
over.
on
Let's
foundationally.
stop that.
Because here's the thing.
Stop.
You like to use. Hold on,
what are you taking over? Okay,
Tariq,
what are y'all
Tariq,
taking
I
over?
let you speak.
Tariq,
I let you speak.
What are you taking over? Okay,
I let you speak.
you got to elaborate.
I let you speak.
What are you taking over?
Okay.
As a student East
if you would let me
immigrant,
He
finish,
is
what
arguing
are
the
if
you
you
God
would let me
taking away?
argument now.
finish,
He's a student
if
of
you would let me
Tommy.
finish, if you would let me finish, then I can go ahead and
Go ahead.
elaborate the way that
Gotta
you
hear
want.
it.
But what I'm simply saying is, you're saying that you guys created an infrastructure for us to come over and be successful. Fantastic, awesome. But what I'm saying is that if you create the infrastructure and then the people that come and immigrate that have less opportunity than you come over here and become successful, then you can't sit there and be like, well, you guys are ungrateful, blah, 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 blah. There are foundationally Black Americans that do fantastic. But my problem is this. Foundationally Black Americans tend to complain a lot about the system, right, that they've been able to enjoy for the better part of multiple decades and say, oh my God, I'm so oppressed
But
and so
Myron,
oppressed.
that's our
Meanwhile, people that
privilege,
don't have
Myron.
any,
We don't
but
no
hold
no
on,
no
hold on,
no
hold
no.
on,
We don't enjoy the
Let
system.
me finish.
We complain about white
Meanwhile,
supremacy.
people come here. Meanwhile, people come here from poor ass countries that didn't have any opportunity, and they're like, "Wow, you're a bunch of fucking crybabies," and they become successful in the house that you built. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
they come over and drive Uber and thankful that they had to flee the homeland that the other white supremacists broke down and they didn't fight them. We can't have that same
Nothing
mindset.
wrong with Uber. I drove Uber too, and I'm
We can't have
multimillionaire.
that same thing.
I have a
It's a
Middle
lot
Eastern
of black
background too, bro. I
foundational
came
Black
here
Americans driving Uber.
2014 to this country
Uh-huh.
with $2,000 in my
We
pocket.
can't
Okay,
sit here and
there's
ignore
no
white
country
supremacy.
like
Who's
America that
this
has
talking?
more opportunity.
Okay.
So it's me,
Okay,
Calvin.
who is Calvin?
Some camel,
What?
Let him
camel
finish his
meat
point,
eater.
Calvin, because I
All
want
right,
to
go
make sure
ahead.
he can say what he's got to say. Go
Right.
ahead, Tariq. Go ahead.
Yeah, we can't sit here and do what y'all did back in your homeland and ignore white supremacy. We'll turn this into a third world country. Somebody has to fight the white supremacists to get things for non-white people, and we're the only ones doing that. You understand these white supremacists ain't trying to give nothing to nobody. Somebody had to say, hey, you're going to have to give something up, and y'all come and enjoy that. And then when you come over here and start trying to align yourself with the same white supremacists, we're looking at you funny style. You understand that?
Okay, can
Go
I
ahead,
respond to
Myron.
that? So, okay, so what I'm saying to that is you're saying, oh, yeah, well, we created this foundation or whatever. But remember, my argument is simply this. In 2024, there's nothing holding back, whether it's an African immigrant or a foundationally Black American. Nothing is holding us back from success. There's this white supremacy that you're talking about that's holding us back. It's not holding us
It
back,
is.
man.
It can hold you back. These white supremacists can say, I'm going to just close the border. I'm not letting none of y'all back over here. They can do that. They run the show. And I acknowledge that. I don't have a problem acknowledging that because that's the truth. It's a race war going on, and the white supremacists are on top of the race war. They can shut these borders down tomorrow.
I'm no longer musty. I'm no longer musty. I'm no longer musty. I'm no longer musty. 'Cause I got my real work on. I'm no longer musty. 'Cause I got my real work on. I'm no longer musty. 'Cause I got my real work